Welcome back. Now it's time to throw down a little dinner.
And what we're going to show you is so easy because this menu is all about roasting. You're going to get the deep, rich colors and all those terrific flavors of caramelization that happen when food goes into the oven.
And it's essentially hands-off cooking. So what I love about it is that I'm not tied to the stove all day trying to prepare dinner.
It's great. In the magazine, we have several different recipes for roasted vegetables, and I'm going to get started on our butter roasted potatoes.
And for the roasted turkey recipe, I'm reaching into the tea box, not the spice cabinet. Earl Grey tea has a distinct flavor, and the orange notes work really well with the turkey breast. Use a 6 to 7 pound breast of turkey, and the best way to thaw it out is in the refrigerator or in cool water. Don't listen to what your grandma said and thaw it out on the countertop. Not good. It needs to sit flat in the roasting pan, so use a sharp scissors and remove the backbone. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not glamorous. You've got to just get in there and do this, and I know you can. Go right along the rib bone. And then you'll have to pop that backbone back. See, I told you it wasn't glamorous. All right, you worked hard for this. This is a great thing to have for turkey stock. So go ahead and throw it in your refrigerator or your freezer and make a great pot of soup with it, and you can cheers yourself for the great job that you did. I'm going to wash my hands, clean this up. Now, to spice up the turkey even more, I cut 2 tea bags, and I'm actually going to add the loose tea right into some softened butter, some tarragon, and some orange zest. And for a little more of that Earl Grey flavor, I brewed 2 tea bags in some hot water. Add some honey to that, and then about a tablespoon or so of that butter mixture. That's going to make the turkey beautiful and golden brown. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to loosen the skin of the turkey, and it's easy to use your hand. Just kind of get in there and loosen it up. And the butter mixture actually goes between the skin and the breast meat. What that does is it helps to baste the turkey, and it also keeps it nice and juicy. And it's easiest to just put it right underneath the skin, and then from the outside, pat it right into place. And when this melts, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'll put the turkey in the oven to roast, and I'll baste it about every 30 minutes or so with the Earl Grey mixture.
So it's just a little bit messy, but oh my gosh, this turkey is tremendous. You're going to love it. So for the potatoes, I started with using the baby Dutch yellow potatoes. I love these because they are just really creamy and they really taste buttery before you do anything to them. But what I've done is I've cut them into large chunks. I added some butter, thyme, salt, and pepper, and roasted them in a 500-degree oven until they start to get tender and get a little bit of caramelization going on. Now what makes these potatoes different from other roasted potatoes is at this point I'll add some chicken broth. They are going to go back into the oven, and then that broth will reduce a little bit. It makes a little bit of a sauce. The potatoes absorb a little bit so they get nice and creamy, but the whole dish stays really nice and light, so it's a great accompaniment for your holiday dinner. Now we also want to roast some oranges, so I'm going to take some oranges and just cut them into thin slices, about 1/8 of an inch thick or so. And I'll take these orange slices and just spread them out in a foil-lined jelly roll pan. Can drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top. Add a sprinkle of salt and pepper, and then these are going to go into the oven and roast for about 10 or 15 minutes.
The turkey is roasted to perfection. And I know the first thing that you want to do is just dig right in, but it needs to rest for about 10 minutes But don't cover it because you want that skin to stay nice and crispy. So while the turkey rests, I'm going to make a simple pan sauce. I've got the pan drippings and I put the roasting pan right on the stove. I'm going to skim off some of the fat and I'm going to make a mixture of flour and chicken broth. Whisk that together until it's nice and smooth, and then slowly whisk that into the pan. It's really that simple. Continue to cook it until everything comes together and it's nice and thick. This looks great. It's ready. I'm going to keep it nice and warm here. Now let's talk carving your turkey. It's not as hard as you think. Nice sharp knife, go right along the breastbone. You'll see it right there. Just cut right down. And actually, that breastbone kind of guides you where to cut. Follow it down. And you have a beautiful turkey breast that's ready to serve. I'll cut it into nice thick slices, because that's how it's best. And a nice sharp knife goes right through that turkey skin so that everybody gets a bite. It'll go right onto a serving platter. And then I'll drizzle it with a little bit of that pan sauce. Ooh, I smell some oranges over there.
It's going to be the perfect complement to that turkey.
It's all about presentation, right?
Yes, it is. So why don't you take some of these oranges, finish
Perfect.
garnishing your platter, because that's
Great.
going to be beautiful. And you know, there are lots of things you can do with these oranges. After they've roasted, you see the color has intensified, the flavor is even more rich. So I'm going to take a couple of these slices here, and I'm just going to cut them up into little wedges, skin and all. And in the magazine, we have a recipe for a salad. It's a very simple mixture of greens with a citrusy vinaigrette. So it's got a very nice, light, fresh flavor. Again, a nice complement to many of your holiday menus that you'll be doing. We can just sprinkle these oranges right over the top of the salad. Adds great color and a real nice pop of fresh flavor. We also have the potatoes finished. So let's take a look at those. You know, I think I could make my whole meal just out of these potatoes. See, there's a little bit of a sauce, but it's very light. And we can just snip a little bit of fresh parsley right over the top to finish these off. It doesn't take much. And I think we're about ready. So our cooking is actually pretty well finished. We have roasted potatoes, we have the salad, we have our roasted shrimp that we made for our appetizer, and the Earl Grey turkey, beautiful.
It turned out really great, and I left the other part of the turkey breast whole so that it doesn't dry out. You can cut it as you need it.
Good thinking.
So now that we're done cooking, I think it's time to party. So,
Absolutely, we're ready.
Guess what time it is? It's ugly Christmas sweater
Oh,
party time.
no.
Oh yeah, I'm putting my sweater back on, and I did bring you a gift. I brought you one too.
Oh, well, gee, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. I think we need to, well, I'm gonna put mine on.
Yeah, okay, we'll go right ahead. So we're really glad that you tuned in tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. All the recipes we made, plus a whole lot more, are in the Everybody Cooks magazine. And we hope that you're going to enjoy cooking with some of your family and friends over the holiday season. All of us from Dierbergs wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays and good night.